Ferrari have been having a great season so far, winning left, right, center, Sainz getting podiums, my boy Leclerc winning steadily. Wait, what? Wrong script? Ooh, sorry guys, forget all that about all that nonsense. It's been a terrible season for the Maranello guys. Leclerc hasn't won yet, but has successfully crashed multiple times already, and it's only been 5 races so far. Sainz racking more points than Leclerc's got songs, and somehow Mercedes are doing better on them. Well, we are going to be looking at the key problems with the Scuderia Ferrari F1 team right now. The classic script of the start of the 2023 Formula 1 season was also played out at the Miami International Autodrome in Florida, USA, with a Red Bull dominated race, resulting in their fourth 1-2 finish in 5 races. It was a Grand Prix in which Max Verstappen was the shining star, managing to come back from the 5th row at the start with an unbeatable pace, not only in terms of lap time but also in terms of consistency. But we're not here to talk about Red Bull, are we? Before we start throwing blames, let's remember that the Scuderia Ferrari team has undergone some slight changes since the end of last season, with Mattia Binotto stepping aside back in December. Dave Sanchez, chief engineer, left in March and entered into a gardening leave. And no, it's not about gardening, at least not completely. Yeah, see Wikipedia. Although it gives him time to tend to his garden if he has one, you know what I mean? Also, Lauren Merkis, current assistant team principal and race director, has been given an offer he simply cannot refuse.
I want to make him an offer he can't refuse.
He's set to join AlphaTauri as team principal, replacing Franz Tost. Franz Tost. Hope he doesn't watch this. And these are why I feel judging new team principal Fred Vasseur is a bit harsh. So with that said, let's blame the car and drivers, shall we? On a single lap, even in American territory, the SF23 showed good indications, so much so that Charles Leclerc's first attempt on track was about to be within 0.2 of a second from Sergio Perez. At first glance, nothing earth-shattering, but I realized it was a comforting statistic, especially considering the many difficulties faced by Ferrari in the first sector, which is the fastest one. In the past races, it had become rather clear that fast corners were not the strong suit of the Italian car, which lacks absolute aerodynamic load and stability to compare with Red Bull and Aston Martin, an issue that emerged especially in the sequence of corners 4 to 8, including the one where Charles Leclerc made a mistake both in Friday's FP2 and Saturday's Q3. In the race, this aspect became even more relevant, becoming a crucial limit in the difficulties encountered by both drivers, which were essentially common despite slightly different car setups. Hey there, you've made it this far. How about subscribing or hitting that like button? It seems to do wonders for everyone these days. So after a good weekend in Azerbaijan, where the Ferrari team achieved their first podium of the 2023 Formula 1 championship, the Maranello team was looking for confirmation, a sense of fulfillment, something to prove that they weren't cheater. Not only to prove that their performance in Baku was not a fluke linked to the characteristics of the track. So, for the US race, the Red team presented several aerodynamic updates aimed at improving the driver's feeling, reducing the unpredictability of a car that is often difficult to read even for those behind the wheel. These are the first technical updates that not only fall within a plan of development that will continue in the next appointment, but that are also part of the learning process of the car undertaken in the last few Grand Prix, which has focused mainly on setup variation. These interventions have had their first effects, partly changing the nature of the car, especially in slow corners, one of the weak points of the SF23 in the first 2 races. Carlos Sainz's first stint on medium tires seemed particularly encouraging, as he seemed able to constantly stay in Fernando Alonso's tow. Thinking they had a good pace and encouraged by the first references of the wide bonnet compound, Ferrari had decided to anticipate the pit stop, calling Sainz back to complete the undercut. A move that had the desired effect, but also highlighted one of the problems currently affecting Ferrari, i.e. the management of tire temperatures. On Sainz's return to the track, he found himself in traffic, having to push not only to complete the undercut but also to complete overtaking maneuvers on Lewis Hamilton and Nico Hülkenberg. While it is true that the tires in Miami showed good degradation, in this case, the crucial issue is the management of temperatures in an extremely delicate phase of their life. The second stint on the hard tires helps us delve deep into Ferrari's problems at the Miami Grand Prix, especially when talking about fast corners. After an initial aggressive start, Carlos Sainz began managing the tires, increasing his lap times along the way. He could even be heard on the team radio indicating his lack of confidence in the tires. It was during this phase of the race Alonso took the lead, leaving Sainz in the dust. On Leclerc's part, the most repeated phrase from the boxes was increased tire management in fast corners. He had to fight against understeer, especially due to the sensitivity of the front tires. The indication to increase tire management in fast corners, like in the 10th lap, had a specific purpose, which is also understandable by observing the telemetry at the start of the race. What emerges is that, generally, in fact, Charles Leclerc faced the indicated straights with higher speeds than his teammates. These problems then reappeared in the second half of the race, where the same difficulties in terms of elasticity of the SF23, already highlighted by Carlos Sainz on the other compound, emerged again. What seems clear now is that Ferrari's problems in Miami aren't just limited to tire degradation, because track temperatures were lower in Friday's practice, which limited loss of performance over long distances. It almost seems that the native characteristics of the SF23, with some features of the track and the inconsistent thermal management of the tires, were more influential. Ferrari will hope that the Miami race will be an isolated case, especially considering that they were also beaten by Mercedes. But it is also true that it fits into the pattern of continuous alternation of values that has already been observed several times in this opening phase of the season. The SF23 continues to suffer more in race conditions, and Carlos Sainz's words at the end of the race highlighted that the car is still in a phase of pure experimentation to build the foundation for the future. Thanks for watching. It's obvious you enjoyed it, or you are looking for an error to criticize me. Well, thanks all the same, and check out this video I made just for you. It's about Michael Schumacher. Peace.